Episode 33 F. Wendy and Davis, California Ordinance Against Residential Wood Burning. Wendy thinks that even EPA-approved wood-burning devices can produce harmful levels of PM 2.5 emissions, since certification is primarily controlled by the wood-burning industry, who have incentive to sell their products and promote residential wood-burning, no matter the cost to neighbors of wood-burners in health effects and climate effects. Individual residential wood-burning emissions contribution to air pollution can be proven by using data PM 2.5 monitors located outdoors on near neighbors' property to show the exact levels of PM 2.5 entering neighbors' property. Wood-burners' residences do not have to be searched to find which wood-burning device is used for the wood-burning in order to enforce an ordinance that uses PM 2.5 monitors as proof of emissions at harmful levels, so enforcement of such an ordinance would be routine and cost-effective. Wendy thinks that visible smoke is one way of showing PM 2.5 pollution from indoor residential wood burning, but in addition, fence-line readings from a resident-owned purple air PM 2.5 monitor located outdoors on a near neighbor's land would be better, unquestioned, documentation. Wendy noted that one candidate for city council in Davis, California wholeheartedly supported an ordinance against residential wood burning, using visible smoke as an indicator, but also exempting EPA-certified wood stoves from regulation or enforcement. Wendy noted, in Davis, California, the Sierra Club Yolano Group, as has been their custom for over 20 years, prepared a questionnaire for the 2022 Davis City Council election to be held in November 2022. On the subject of toxics in the environment, question number 1 concerned wood smoke. Wendy felt that Candidate A from District A gave thoughtful and practical answers to the question, and Wendy saw that Candidate A from District A supported the wood smoke ordinance, as written, unequivocally. The Sierra Club question was, a small particulate pollution is the leading cause of respiratory disease in the Central Valley. Approximately 50% of winter ambient air particulate pollution is related to residential wood burning, and a number of Davis residents have complained of nearest neighbor wood smoke pollution causing respiratory distress. Davis has implemented a wood smoke ordinance that allows complaints to be filed against wood burning residents if they are producing visible smoke from a non-EPA approved wood burning device. However, the police department and code enforcement will not respond to complaints during nighttime hours when almost all wood burning occurs because they do not have enforcement tools or available personnel. Why or why not do you support this ordinance, and what changes, if any, would you support to it, including any enforcement mechanisms? Responses from District A candidates were, Candidate A from District A, I support the wood smoke ordinance. Recent fire seasons have increased public awareness of the dangers of air particulate pollution, especially for children, the elderly, those with respiratory ailments, and those with heart disease. It's reasonable to see wood burning as a luxury for families in Davis, not a way to meet basic heating needs. This luxury comes at a cost to public health, and Davis residents have the right to request enforcement. Currently, enforcement consists of a warning on first violation, a $100 fine on second violation, a $200 fine for a third violation, then $500 fines for subsequent violations. I agree with keeping the first violation at a warning, but then immediately ramping up to $500 fines. There is no reason why a resident should be knowingly violating the law and endangering the health of others without penalty. I respect the capacity constraints that prevent nighttime code enforcement. I suggest that all reported nighttime violations should be logged and a code enforcement officer dispatched the following day to investigate the report. If multiple neighbors corroborate the previous night's violation, then the penalty should be imposed after an initial warning. Candidate B from District A, we should also continue to pursue funding and subsidies via our local Air Resources Management Board to incentive residents to remove or replace conventional fireplaces with substitute devices that do not produce wood smoke. As a member of the city's legislative subcommittee, I intend to continue to look for such funding opportunities. Candidate C from District A, first, I would like to address unenforced ordinances. We need to either enforce these or create an alternative structure, which will be enforceable. My initial thought when it comes to these activities is to institute a permitting process that comes with an appropriate fee to those who feel these are necessary for them. This would include limited the time when use is allowed. Responses from District B candidates, Candidate D from District B, I support the idea of the ordinance, but like all ordinances, for them to be effective they must be enforced. Candidate E from District B, enforcement of wood smoke is not the best use of that resource. I do believe that having wood-burning fireplaces phased out should be encouraged and supported with incentives and ordinances.